6:30 p.m., City Council Room. All members of the council are present. Others include James Johnson, Clerk Treasurer, and Laura Dogan, our City Manager. The second item is to approve the minutes of February 28th, 2022. And I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Vashon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Wilson. Discussion on the minutes. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Oops, sorry. Next is comments by members of the public. We have Pam Lads, and it's referencing grants.
Okay. The grants that were recently awarded, I don't know if you call them business development or whatever they were. There were several that were 20,000, and then there were 3 bigger grants, 2 of which were very big. It would be really helpful if you could give, and I don't mean tonight, but some explanation to citizens of what those grants were, how they were awarded, and what they mean, because there's a lot of questions. And it would be helpful if there could be some clarification around that.
Are you referencing the...
I'm sorry?
You're referencing the downtown? The
Yes.
grants that was through
Yeah.
ACCD, the state of Vermont,
Yeah.
the downtown?
Particularly the big grant that went to the Bogner and the houses one. There are a lot of questions about that. And it would be great if there could be some explanation. It might save a lot of upset.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not sure. I wasn't privy to any of that, so I have no idea what the process was.
But isn't that something you could find out?
Yes, yes, and so,
So could anybody else.
Laura, you took notes on that to kind of find out?
See if Tim Tierney will be willing to come to a future council meeting.
He's with the ACCD,
Uh-huh.
state
He
of
was-
Vermont.
He was the one that presented when this was announced, and Jill Goldstein was on the camera.
Okay, she's the, okay, so if we could see that, have them come to, I'm not sure, I know the next meeting might be short notice, but he might be able to make it.
I'll invite him.
Okay, great.
That would be great. Thank you.
Great.
I just wonder, but before we move on, what kinds of questions, so that I can let him know? So I can, I mean, you're saying that there's a lot of questions, but can you give me an idea of where
It's
he
really
should?
hard to hear you, Laura, behind the mask and you're looking down, so can you speak up?
What are the nature of the questions?
I heard questions about how decisions were made, who some of the recipients are.
That's it?
Okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's see if they can come. Okay. Then the next person is Jay Walsh, comment/letter.
Good evening. First off, I'd like to thank the council for one. I'd like to thank Jennifer Hopkins of WMA for pointing out that in one of the handouts I provided the council at a couple meetings ago, identifying the contamination found in the monitoring wells around Coventry landfill. I gave the wrong environmental organization in that reference. The correct organization, one that is concerned about the contamination of the lake, is the environmental group Don't Undermine Memphremagog's Purity. Another questionable action by Mr. Monette was to read a letter from Mr. Walk of the Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation slamming me about statements I made, and for a topic that, statements that I never made, and a topic that I wasn't even speaking about. This letter makes it clear that someone completely misinformed Mr. Walk as to the subject of my presentation to the council that night. Something he clearly would have understood if he had taken the time to listen to the recording that evening, and rather than reacting to the misleading information he was given, it would have been clear to him that at no time did I mention or imply that there were any impacts to the city's drinking water. Nor did I at any time question the quality of the current water system of the city. And as to my comments regarding Watershed Coordinator Ben Copen's statements, I stand completely by my comments of that evening. I'd be happy to to debate Mr. Coppens in front of the council at any time he wishes regarding those statements. Honestly, Mr. Manette, the only letter that you should have been reading that night was your apology to the council and the citizens of Newport for the false and misleading statements you made on the January 3rd council meeting that were with regards to the leaking of, or that you claim that the landfill was not leaking. You have the opportunity to make that apology at this meeting tonight, should you be up to it. Thank you.
We'll move on. The next item on the agenda are the annual update of the rules of procedure.
Is it four? This one. Point City Council.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, the next item, right, that's corrected. Election of the city council president. We would need nominations.
I nominate John Wilson.
John Wilson's been nominated to be president of the city council. Are there any other nominations? With no other nominations, then I guess I'll close the...
Have to have a second.
No.
Not, if you're nominating, you don't need a second, do you?
No.
No, this is nominations. You don't need a second. If there are no other nominations, then we'll close the nominations, and all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next item,
Wait a minute, who seconded it?
He doesn't need a second. It's a nomination.
You don't need a motion to nominate, to appoint somebody?
I moved to nominate
Yeah,
John. And nominations don't need seconds.
you don't need a second on the motion,
I can second it.
It's a nomination.
but you moved. All right, okay, go ahead. I don't care, I'm just waiting a minute.
okay. Then the next item is the annual update of the rules of procedure. And nothing has changed on the rules of procedure, so we would need a motion to approve the rules of procedure.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Wilson, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded, discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. You all sign it.
Actually, Jim is right. Jim, you are right. I'm sorry, I apologize. You are right. The nominations don't need a second, but it's a motion to elect, right? So we should have a second. I
Kevin
apologize.
on the second.
Okay, I apologize.
I thought it was
I thought it was a
nomination.
little unusual if you moved
Yeah,
something.
yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
my apologies.
I got confused, I thought we were nominating, but it's a
Yeah.
motion to elect.
Well, we were nominating it, then,
You're right.
yeah.
All right. Confusion. All right, the next item is the city government appointments. The first one is city attorney, and that's Stitchell, Page, and Fletcher. We would need a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move that we make Cisco, Page, and Fletcher our city attorney.
Motion made by Mr. Wilson to have Stitchell, Page, and Fletcher our city attorney. I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Vashon. Discussion on the appointment of the city attorney. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Oops. Okay. The next item is Cemetery Commission. That's currently Gene Condon, John Ward Sr., and Dennis Chanette. And we would need a motion to appoint the Cemetery Commission.
Move to appoint Gene Condon, John Ward Sr., and Dennis Chanette to the Cemetery Commission.
Motion made by Ms. Melissa Pedersen. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wilson. Discussion? And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. The next item is the appointment of the Recreation Committee. It's Jennifer Smith of Newport needs a reappointment. Sherry Lee Ryan of Derby needs a reappointment. Sean Pilkner of Newport would be appointed to a 2-year term. And Nick Whitehouse of Newport Center, or Newport Town, would be an appointment. And then Matt Kiley of Newport. These are 2-year terms ending in 2024. And that would make 8 members on the rec committee total. So we would need a motion to appoint those people.
Mr. Brown, I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Charbonneau. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wilson. Discussion? Then, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. The members are appointed to the rec committee. Next is the Planning Commission, Historic Preservation, and there's actually only one appointment needed, and that's for Dennis Chanette to be reappointed, and I believe he wants to be reappointed. So we need a motion.
I'll make that motion. Oh, I'll make that
Go
motion.
ahead.
Mr. Vashon made the motion to reappoint Dennis Chanette to the Planning Commission. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Wilson. All those in favor, and this is for Planning Commission and Historic Preservation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. The next one is the Harbor Commission, and there are 2 people who would need to be reappointed. That's William Round and Ron Chafee. And I believe they want to be reappointed.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Vashon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Pedersen. Discussion on the Harbor Commission? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. The next item is the Development Review Board, and it appears we have one person who would need to be reappointed, and that's Jay Gagne.
Move to appoint Jay Gagne to the Development Review Board.
Motion made by Ms. Pedersen. Is there a second?
Second. Go ahead.
Second by Mr. Charbonneau. Discussion on that appointment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next item is Health Officer, and it's currently held by John Harlemer, and we would need a motion.
Make a motion, we reappoint John Harleman as Health Officer.
Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
Made by Mr. Wilson, second by Ms. Pedersen. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next appointment is Tree Warden, and that's currently held by Robert Gosselin. We would need a motion.
Move to appoint Robert Gosselin to the Tree Warden.
Motion made by Ms. Pedersen, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Vashon. Discussion on the Tree Warden appointment. Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next is the representative to the NVDA Board. It's currently held by myself and Laura Dogan.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
A motion made by Mr. Wilson to appoint myself and Laura Dogan to the NVDA Board. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh. Made by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Ms. Pedersen. Discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next is the representative to the NVEDD Board. And that's currently held by myself. We would need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made to appoint the mayor as representative to the NVEDD Board. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Charbonneau. Discussion? All All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next is the Building Safety Officer, currently held by John Hallamert.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Motion,
I believe that's the zoning administrators.
Do you want that to be the zoning administrator? I think it usually is,
okay.
and we did John interimly.
George, C-U-D, two Ds?
Yes.
Okay, George, okay, so we need a motion to appoint George Cudd, C-U-D-D, that's his last name, as the zoning administrator, as the building safety officer.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Charbonneau, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wilson. Discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. You're still the E911, correct? That's okay, yep. Okay, so we need a motion to reappoint John Harlamert, our E911 coordinator.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Vashon, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Charbonneau, discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. So those are the appointments. Next on the agenda is the proclamation Purple Heart Community, and we have VFW Commander Scott St. Ange here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Just real quick, I just want to say that the VFW stands behind this, and the Purple Heart community stands behind this. And basically what we do is, if Newport becomes a Purple Heart city, there's very few in the state of Vermont. There are a few that are trying to do it now. What they do is they put 2 signs, one on each access point to the city, so that people know that this city is friendly to disabled Purple Heart recipients and veterans. And that speaks volumes to the community and the people that travel throughout the country. There is a Purple Heart highway that you can actually visit Purple Heart cities, and there's destinations, and there's a whole map online. And the big thing is, to be declared a Purple Heart city, the mayor and the city council must deliver an official proclamation, which is then presented to the local chapter of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. And the Purple Heart represents the sacrifice of the wounded veteran that returns home, or maybe not. The Purple Heart is a huge banner for this city saying, we welcome our veterans and we care about our veteran community. So on behalf of the VFW, I would ask that we become a Purple Heart city. The signs will be provided for free, and then we will figure out where we're going to put the 2 signs, one on each end of the city. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council, for allowing me to speak on this.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Scott?
I actually do have a question.
Sure.
Just, it says that we're welcoming and friendly. What does that entail? I mean, what are we supposed to do?
On August 7th, there's an official day, a Purple Heart Day, that we would celebrate. And the VFW would obviously be involved. We would probably have some sort of celebration there, dinner or something. I'm going to have to bring that up to my meeting on Thursday to make it official, but that is the thing. The city of Newport declares August 7th. And I appreciate you that question, because I was going to bring that up and it slipped my mind.
It's okay.
But yes, there is a special day set aside to celebrate for the city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I think it's great, and I think it's good that Newport would become a Purple Heart city to honor our Purple Heart recipients. I really think it's a great idea, and I'm glad you came to the council with it.
Thank you.
With that, I would entertain a motion to approve the proclamation, and I would sign it.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Charbonneau. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Vashon. Discussion? Then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, could you ask Mr. St. Ange to elaborate on how this all came to be? Was this a post nomination? Did it come from national? Maybe just elaborate a little bit more?
Go ahead.
It came down from the state commander, who was Jeffrey Young. He was the past post commander at post 798 here in Newport. And Department of Vermont is really trying to get other cities and towns in Newport to follow through and become Purple Heart cities. Newport is one of the first ones being asked. Bennington and Brattleboro are also talking about it, but as far as I know, nothing has been passed. So we would be one of the very few. And I looked online and I couldn't find any other cities in Newport, or in Vermont, that are Purple Heart cities.
Mr. Mayor, any idea how many Purple Heart recipients are from Newport or in the Northeast Kingdom? For
I
that?
don't have an exact list, but there are several, because we have quite a few at the post that are Purple Heart recipients. Some of them have it on their plate, some don't. So it's difficult to tell exactly how many, but there are several around the area.
What does, Mr. Mayor, what does being a Purple Heart recipient mean to the receiver?
Purple Heart, it's kind of hard to put into words. Those who have served in the military, it's an honor to have served. But if you're wounded in combat and you receive the Purple Heart, that's something that sets you apart from everybody else, correct, Mr. Wilson? Purple Heart is a very distinctive, it's a very high honor given because of the sacrifice that could have been the ultimate sacrifice. And in most cases, they did receive the Purple Heart posthumously. So to have the Purple Heart is a huge thing. And to be able to say that Newport welcomes you and we are a Purple Heart city, we embrace this, is a huge thing. And like I said, there is the Purple Heart Highway where people actually travel to different Purple Heart cities throughout the country. Does that answer everything, Chris?
I think so.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Council.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. The other thing is this guy.
Yeah.
I'll just give this to you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Sure.
I got a question. Are you asking for August 7th to be designated as the day?
August 7th, yes, sir.
You need a motion for that. Or is it in the proclamation?
It's in the proclamation.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay. I knew a Purple Heart recipient once.
Yeah, there are a few around.
Your father?
That's right.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, see,
Did you get a copy of that? You
A lot of
can
people don't
put that with the
realize.
minutes.
because they don't say it, you know, what I'm talking about.
Yes, Bob.
You can hook it, you can keep it, you can put it with the minutes.
Oh, okay.
Put it with the minutes. Oh, you had one? Oh, I didn't know.
They've done it. I've got one.
Oh, you do? Okay.
All right. Where are we?
Waiting for the manager to come back.
The city is friendly to veterans, wounded veterans?
Yes. Purple Heart recipient.
You have a preference?
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll get that turned in. Thank you.
Would you like this? That's a copy of the proclamation. Yeah. There you are.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item is a recycling center. Public Works Director Tom Bernier is going to give an update.
Mr. Mayor, I guess I'm not exactly sure what you wanted for an update, but just to let everybody know, we certainly, this is our playbook with our SWIP, our solid waste implementation plan. I also printed off a few of our hazardous household waste days. Anybody's interested, we have to have 2 this year, one in June and one in October. Other than that, I wasn't really sure exactly what you wanted for an update. Any questions I can certainly answer. Facility's running fine, we're still staffing it. We've had no issues. The only complaint I had from the guys down there were people were bringing in food products into our compost pile. I mean, we do still take grass clippings, leaves, yard waste, garden waste. People have been bringing in meat products, food products, and we do not have to accept that. We're not set up to accept that. So we're going to make up a sign down there just to inform people that we don't accept it, and we don't want critters running around and have an odor problem. But other than that, the facility's running fine, unless you have any specific questions you'd like to ask.
So we had a smooth transition with Robert leaving and bringing in new people that.
Yep.
Great.
Yep, I had a new guy on Saturday. Hoping to have another one for during the week. If not, we'll staff it the way we always have if we have a shortage. Ira's still working. So far, we haven't had no hiccups yet.
Do we ever have very many loads rejected because things get put in that shouldn't be? Do you get really?
We don't have that anymore ever
You don't?
since
Okay.
I mean, some people may not like the way we do it. I think it runs pretty smoothly. Even now, since things are calming down with COVID, we're still having people just kind of drive through. The guys are dumping it out. They put it in the barrels. They can look at it, and if it is contaminated with stuff, they load it back up, ask them to take it to the dump. Or if they have a bag, they give them the bags back. So the way we're doing it works pretty smoothly. I think people are pretty receptive to it. So.
As a user down there, I go just about every week, and it does. I personally, I like the fact that everybody just stays in their car. It seems to go run smoothly, and having the people running all over the place and dumping stuff where it shouldn't be.
Well, I think that part of it helps us in a lot of ways, and
Yeah.
we probably will keep it that way.
Yeah.
That way we can, like I said, we've got 5 or 6 big barrels right there. They'll dump it in. As they're dumping in, they can check it. I mean, back when it used to be, people would just come in, they'd 3-4 cars be backed up, and everybody's just throwing stuff in the dumpster, and then you'd find a bag or 2 of trash.
Yeah.
This way we control that, and it's every load that leaves there is pretty clean. So.
And I can say they do a good job. My husband one day apparently put a paper towel in the stuff, and I went by myself, and guess who got caught?
Other than that, no, things are running pretty smoothly down there.
Thank you.
Okay. Great, thank you. Moving on, new business, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, I've got 5 liquor licenses that need to be signed. They're all renewals, so. Just pass them down, and do that while you're doing something else, I guess.
Just the one page. Other new business, Mr. Johnson? No. Mr. Sherman? No. Mr. Wilson?
No?
The only new business I have, Tuesday night, we usually have a short annual meeting after the ballots are counted. It's at 8 p.m. And I have to admit, the first time in all the years I've been on the council, the city manager nor any department head came. And I just thought it was unusual, because it's been something that I think in the 25 years I've been on this board, I've never known the city manager or the department heads not to come. Because you never know when someone from the public may come to it and ask operational questions, and it is their forum to ask questions. So I just wanted to make that it was noted by the members of the council that it was unusual not to have anyone there.
I've been attending the planning commission meetings, so I wasn't able to be there and be at the planning commission at the same time.
But
So
your
I'm
job is to
sorry.
come to the annual meeting and you're not a member of the planning commission.
No, I'm helping them with their municipal plan.
I
So I'm sorry that worked out that way.
Well, you could have, at least, it would have been courtesy to let the council know that you weren't attending, nor any department head, because you never know when someone from the public might come and ask a question. You know, granted, we only have a couple people, but sometimes we could have 20, you never know. So it was noted by the council, the absence, and I know I have to say, my 25 years of serving on this board, I've never known, no one to attend. So I just wanted to make it known that I was a little displeased, to be honest with you. And so, that's all. What did you,
Oh, I don't have any new business.
okay, new business? No, okay, any new business?
No?
Okay. Old business, Mr. Johnson,
No.
Mr. Charbonneau,
No?
Mr. Wilson.
No?
I don't have any old business. Any old business? Old business? No, okay. The next regularly scheduled city council meeting will be Monday, March 21st, 2022, 6:30 p.m. And now we need an executive session to discuss the evaluation of a public officer or employee, 1 VSA 313 3A3. We need a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion, executive session to discuss the evaluation of a public officer or employee, 1 VSA 313 3A3.
Motion made by Mr. Wilson. Is there a second?
Second.
It's made, seconded by Mr. Vashon. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're going in executive session.
Mr. Mayor, do you expect to take any action tonight?
Not sure.
No.